The Beaver Ridge Elementary School in Norcross, Georgia, used examples of slavery in their math word problem questions. And they said that they did this in an effort to do cross-curricular activity, except I think it was a huge lapse of judgment. Let me give you Exhibit A and Exhibit B. Exhibit A, one of the questions was, each tree had 56 oranges. If 8 slaves picked them equally, then how much would each slave pick?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Who thought that running that question out of context in a math class was a good idea? But that's not even that. Forget that part of it, which is unbelievable. That a teacher looks at that and goes, yeah, that's a good one. All right. Anyway, Johnny, what do you think? How many slaves should the pigs? What?
And how is that a cross-curricular activity? Like, what does this teach them about slavery? If anything, it belittles the slavery and belittles a huge part of our past, right?
Right. Now, to be fair to them, I think that it was not malicious. I don't think it was like, oh, let's write the question about the slave, give it in math. The local news story showed an example of how they had another math question about Susan B. Anthony. She's fined $100 for voting when, as a woman, she wasn't allowed to vote at the time. She only got $25. How much does she owe, right?
But that gives you some background knowledge on her and some context. These questions don't give you any context or any background knowledge. They just say, oh, if a slave had to pick an apple or 50 apples and then ate 20 of them, how many apples are left? Like, how does that teach you anything about slavery?
No, absolutely. And so, but I just want to have people understand that they didn't just randomly have like some racist guy writing slavery questions in the math exams. It was a screw up. I believe them that they were trying to educate on these different topics, and it was a massive error.
Let me give you Exhibit B. Exhibit B is, if Frederick got 2 beatings per day, how many beatings did he get in 1 week?
Now, I think that's about simple child abuse, but I'm not sure. But like I said, it doesn't matter because in the end, guilty, right? I think if it was malicious, it'd be 10 times worse. But as any educator, when you see those questions, you got to go, whoa, we're not going to do this. This is madness.
Which educator? Because who came up with it, and then which educator looks over it? You think the educator came up with it, right? Dude, forget the slickness. Forget I'm going to throw in a Susan B. Anthony question, too. I'm not going to be blatant about it. I'm not that dumb. How about I just skirt this by somehow? You know what? Forget all that stupid shit. Who's responsible? Who brought it up? You're suspended. Think about it for several months. Think about it for the rest of the damn semester. How about you think about it, and then when you come back, see if you can put together some questions that make sense, cross-curricular. That's bullshit. You shouldn't let people get away with this stuff. Because if they say, if one Jew's nose is big, and then the next Jew's nose is bigger, how many inches does it take before the difference between the 2 big-ass Jew noses? They'd be fucking out of there, man. There should be a certain level of responsibility, or you should be afraid of pissing off black folks the way you're afraid of pissing off other groups. And it's the same conversation we always have. We're not going to try and figure out why you did stupid shit like this. You did it. Get the hell out.
Okay. Apparently, Jayar feels they're a little more guilty than I do. Okay? He came out to regulate on that one. Okay. I hear what you're saying, Jayar. I still don't believe they did it on purpose, but maybe I'm being naive. You're the tiebreaker. Go.
I'm leaning on Jayar's side, to be honest with you, because if anything, I think the Susan B. Anthony question was put in there to not seem as obviously.
No, but we're not seeing all the questions. I mean, we're only seeing 3 of the questions that were in the news reports, articles, and the television reports.
Their excuse is not consistent. This whole cross-curricular activity is a horrible excuse.